If he's doing what he said he did in his videos, he is a sex trafficker, full stop.
Like what?
He says that he gets girls to fall in love with him. He says that he brings them to a dinner with another girl that's working for him with the express intent of that girl to convince this girl.
Wait, but did she freely choose to do it? I just don't. I'm sorry. If I'm thinking, okay, I'm putting myself in these girls' shoes. I get a boyfriend, right? And the boyfriend convinces me to do cam work. That was my decision.
That's great that you think that. That's cool.
Personal decisions, personal responsibility.
That's great that you think that.
Can you not cut me off? Can you not cut me off? Like, I'm just tired of, like, we're going to blame the men for your poor decision. You picked to do it.
That's great that you feel that way, but it's still sex trafficking. Your personal feelings don't matter. That's
By the
still
way,
sex
you're a
trafficking.
European girl living in the former USSR. You have no other job options, and you're hot and you're young.
Sure, or oftentimes...
time to start doing sex
They weren't complaining about the money. They weren't complaining about the money.
But he was actively stealing from them.
Yeah, he admits that.
Not actively.
He literally said, when you're filling out these dumb women's tax forms, you can lie to them about the tax forms and take 20, 40% off the top.
That is where I think you were right.
Yeah.
That is where I think you were right. Hear me out. That is where I think they will get him.
Yeah.
No, even everything you described at that point, even if they willingly chose all the time, it's still sex trafficking. If I fly to another country, bring you to a country where you don't speak the language, lock you in a basement, and then tell you like, hey, stream it, I'll cut you out. That's sex trafficking.
For me, that's definition-wise, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. I don't know.
That's great.
That to me is not sex trafficking.
That's fine.
Because I agree with Pearl. These women knew what they were doing. They knew what they were signing up for. They were free to leave. He wasn't holding their passports. But if he was skimming money off the top with taxes, that's what they'll get.
So these are the two stages, and I agree that that's what you're going to say, because I know that's what all the Tate fans are going to say. First, they're going to say he didn't do it, and then when they said he did do it, and it's obviously clearly sex trafficking, then it's going to be, oh, okay, well, sure, he's sex trafficking, but it's okay. That's not even like real sex trafficking, or who cares about sex trafficking? They chose to go to another country where they didn't speak the language. He was stealing money from them, and they were locked in for the first time ever doing sex work.
So I have a question. So I don't know anything about the Romanian legal system. I don't know the definition of that. Okay, I'm not going to pretend
you don't have
I'm sorry.
a major
sex trafficking is pretty international. It's an international thing.
I don't know. I don't study sex trafficking.
Okay.
It's not my area of expertise. But my question is, what is incorrect about that statement? Do you not think the women should take accountability for the choices that they made?
They should. But that's besides the point.
You can take accountability. I'm not asking about what the punishment should be for the women. They probably been punished enough. I imagine if they worked and had money stolen from them. What we're talking about was what Andrew Tate did, which is sex trafficking, right? There are probably women that make bad decisions.
That's what
he's charged with.
Allegedly.
Why is it wrong if they freely chose to do it?
Why is it wrong if I get somebody in a relationship with me and then I'm able to flip that into them working as a prostitute for me?
You freely chose to do it. I just think there's nobody. I couldn't date a single guy that could make me want to do that.
That's great for you, but this isn't about you. This story isn't about you.
I love how passionate you are and the words you use, but we have to be careful. These aren't prostitutes. They are. Hear me out.
Sex workers.
They are on camera doing cam girl shit. At any point, they can turn off their camera. At any point, they can say, "I don't feel like it today." But they're doing it to make money. This is a job so they can make money.
OnlyFans.
Now, OnlyFans, hello.
Except they're in another country where they don't speak the language.
What do you mean they don't speak the language?
This is like saying anybody at any time could go and buy and sell the right options, the right puts or calls to be a billionaire. That's true. But the hard part is making the picks, right? If you're flown to a whole other fucking country, and you've got some dude that you think is your fucking boyfriend that's in love with you, and now you're doing sex work for the first time in your life. You don't speak the language around here. The guy's stealing money from you. Who knows if you even know how to fucking
I'm sorry,
book it,
unless these girls are beyond naive. If they see 99 other girls there,
okay, cool.
They don't think this is my boyfriend and he loves me.
That's great. And
he's like, now I'm a part of a harem.
There's literally a name for the method. That's why it's called the lover boy method. This is exactly what they do. But if you don't care about sex trafficking, that's fine. And a lot of people apparently now they don't care about sex trafficking, which is cool.
I'm not saying I don't care about sex trafficking. Would you say that there's the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking, and then there's the Tate thing, and they're not even fucking close?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
What?
Go,
Why?
state your case.
What's the definition of sex trafficking? I don't. I just
Here's
would think
Natalia.
because I would just.
I
This is just
agree,
wait.
Pearl.
I would just think that it was that you aren't free to go. That's what I thought. Right. I thought it's only sex trafficking if they're underage or they can't leave. That's what I thought.
No, you said there's three things?
I believe there is. I watched some legal breakdown. There's got to be physical pressure, physical violence, coercion, and one more.
It's force, fraud, and coercion.
Yeah, fraud and coercion. Yeah.
So the fraud is going to be stealing the taxes.
Taking the money. The coercion we don't really know about because we don't know what the evidence the police has.
That's all he says, she said. Right now.
But we don't know what evidence the police has. That's where it comes down to.
Yeah.
I think the only reasonable position is to be agnostic until you see what develops of the case.
True.
Yeah.
Here's I think the biggest point here. Tate has become famous for talking that shit on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. And what will make you famous will also
fuck you in the
might
ass.
will fucking put your ass in jail. And that's the problem that he's having right now. I do this is how I make my money. I'm a badass. It's like, yo, this guy's sick. Let me follow this guy. You're going to jail for the exact same reason. That's the problem that he's going to have.
That's not what he's going to jail for.
Yeah, what are you talking?
This is such bullshit.
He said
he's going to jail because he's in an Eastern European country that wants to be taken seriously on the world stage, and he's bragging about sex trafficking in the fucking country. That's why he got charged. He's going to jail.
Literally my point.
But that's not. But Andrew Tate isn't known for telling young men how to sex traffic. He's known for challenging the matrix and challenging the system.
No,
people are trying to.
That's not true.
He has a whole course about that.
Yeah. He might have been talking about it, but that's not why he gained popularity, and that's not why people are saying he's being targeted by Romania or the Western world. People are saying, oh, they're targeting him because he's telling young men how to break free of the matrix.
The point
and be
he's
independent.
making is the fact that he's bragged about it so much publicly is what's going to bug him, and that is what's going to.
If you want to know what I think Tate stands for, what I actually think he stands for, it's not. Okay, he talks about the matrix and the system, and he has very loudly talked about how he makes his money and the cam girls, and he talks about whether he's toxic masculinity, what he's labeled as. What I actually think Tate stands for is just male self-improvement. Getting in the gym, going to being a badass, making money, and if you make the money, you get the women, you get the Bugattis. But he's talking about becoming a better version of yourself. But nobody wants to talk about that. They want to talk about being a sex trafficker. They want to talk about him doing all the fucking ridiculous things out there. That, to me, is his message. But it gets masked by all this other nonsense. So here's my next question to you. Let's say Tate is innocent. Let's just say Tate is innocent. Go with me here.
Men cannot have conversations about their emotions ever, okay? If a girl goes...
Like Tate, who do you want your 11-year-old son looking up to these days?
Damn.
Who do you think is pulling the strings, trying to get him fucking set up and put in jail? Go with me here.